What is a pressure plate in Minecraft? This video will explain what the pressure plate is, how it works, and the 4 different types of pressure plates and the differences between each. What is a pressure plate? A pressure plate is a non-solid block that can detect players, items, mobs, or entities that are on it. The crafting recipe for pressure plates is 2 blocks of the material will craft a pressure plate of that material. The pressure plate can be crafted from wood, stone, polished black stone, iron ingots, and gold ingots. Although the pressure plate will work differently depending on the material they are crafted from. There are 4 different versions of the pressure plate. There is a wooden pressure plate, a stone pressure plate, a light-weighted, which is made up of gold ingots, and a heavy-weighted pressure plate that is made of iron ingots. There are 9 different types of pressure plates based on the wood that is used. To make things easier in this video, I'm just going to call them all wooden pressure plates. The polished black stone pressure plate operates the same as a stone pressure plate. The pressure plate can be placed on top of a block. It can't be placed on the side of a block or the bottom of a block. The pressure plate will drop if the block underneath is moved, removed, or destroyed. Lava and water will flow around the pressure plate, not destroying it or dropping it. Stone pressure plates are part of the crafting recipe of detector rails, which is a stone pressure plate, a piece of redstone dust, and 6 iron ingots crafted together. The detector rail can output a redstone signal when a minecart goes over the detector rail. How does the pressure plate work? A pressure plate will activate when an entity is on top of it for a minimum of 1 second and will stay activated until the entity moves off of it. A pressure plate can activate adjacent redstone dust, redstone comparators, or redstone repeaters next to it. It can also power mechanism components next to it, also above or below. Mechanism components are dispensers, droppers, doors, activator rails, trapdoors, hoppers, and there's a lot more mechanism components in the game. It can also strongly power an opaque block that is below the pressure plate. Strongly powered opaque blocks can power both redstone dust, redstone components like redstone repeaters, and redstone comparators. This will allow you to use redstone components and circuits that are next to the block the pressure plate is on. What are the different types of pressure plates? There are 4 different types of pressure plates that will work and output signals differently. The first is the wooden pressure plate. This one will detect all entities on it and output a redstone signal of 15 every time. This means it can detect players, mobs, and entities that are a lot of different things in the game like minecarts, experience orbs, or dropped items. The stone pressure plate can detect players, mobs, and armor stands and output a redstone signal of 15. It is similar to a wooden pressure plate except it won't detect all entities. The next is the light-weighted pressure plate, which is made from gold ingots that will detect all entities, but it will output a redstone signal depending on the number of entities on it. If you have 1 item on the light-weighted pressure plate, it'll output a redstone signal of 1 and will increase with each additional entity. The heavy-weighted pressure plate, which is made up of iron ingots, will output a redstone signal of 1 for every 10 entities on a heavy-weighted pressure plate. Also, heavy-weighted pressure plates will output a signal of 1 when an entity is on it. The signal will increase by 1 when another 10 entities are on the pressure plate. So for a signal of 15, there would have to be 150 entities on a heavy-weighted pressure plate. Another thing to note about the wooden and stone pressure plates is it deactivates the redstone signal after 10 redstone ticks or 1 second after there are no entities on it. With both of the weighted pressure plates, this is 5 redstone ticks or 0.5 seconds after no entities are on it. In conclusion, the pressure plate can be used to open doors, so you don't have to open them every time to use them. Probably wooden pressure plates are the best for this. It can be used to turn on or off a circuit by stepping on it. It can also be used to output a redstone signal depending on the amount of entities on it. It really depends on what you plan to use the pressure plates for.